Status unobtained, rogue element, butcher. Background. Wroag first came to our attention with his appearance in Markarth. On good authority, through Dawnguard sources, we had found that he had taken a liking to murdering vampires and innocents alike, with little reason, beyond that they might be one of the undead. While some would see this as a way of gaining his attention through coin or blood, fewer vampires would be to our advantage. With previous whisperings between Imperials and Stormcloak camps being that a Daedric-infused entity had wiped out patrols for the sake of bloodshed, it soon came to our attention that their night fodder, their Daedric beast, was in fact this single orc. His name only being known as it was shouted through the valley when the order to retreat was given. Our second sighting of this fanciful myth, after slaying a bar full of patrons no less, was during a spurt escape from Sidna Mine. Not a hard job, Imperial eyes tire from even seeing at their wife's face for a minute, and one so harsh with jagged teeth would have caused many a coward's hackles to rise. Although we have counter-reports from assets inside Markarth to suggest that an orc named Og, a local leather merchant, was responsible, and as such was executed for his crimes. His involvement in the disruption of Imperial forces, the Stormcloak influence, and general decimation of the Hold's guards led to the declassification of this interesting party from kill on sight to obtainable. Addendum. The Markarth guard, Wroag Ghostbeard, who accepted the 40 coins from Wroag and allowed him to slip away before our investigative forces could be dispatched, has been dealt with according to the embassy's wishes. More documents, that arrived too late, pointed to his involvement in the Thieves' Guild that tries to scurry away into the sewers beneath Riften. While I have no point of worrying over a town where the scum live like kings while the paupers lay on the street, I do find it alarming at his constant rise to power. Not much is available on his time with the Thieves' Guild apart from the alleged slaying of 3 innocents. For lack of evidence, Justicar Ilian has been branded for his lack of intelligence-gathering resources and lack of proper techniques in dealing with such sources. One piece of evidence did emerge, however, from the Riften waterways. One heavily deformed body, hands and head missing, bones broken, and it had washed up not a day after Wroag had returned. Through swift gathering techniques, we left with the name of the body, Shekogub, no doubt an accomplice to this ever-growing, ever-intriguing monster. Further investigation. It would seem Wroag has found a new home, the College of Winterhold, a surprising hovel for one so challenged in anything that takes any scrap of knowledge, proficiency, or working mind to do. Ancano, one of our most loyal, said he had spotted our orc wandering around the courtyard being given a tour by one Mirabelle Irvine. Ancano noted that his original thought was that the beast was simply hungry or tired and had blagged his way past the initiate at the bridge. Correspondence with Ancano was silenced from his end for a few days before a mass of messages were received at the gate of the embassy itself. Many blood-stained, still with strips of neck flesh and scalp clinging to them, they chronicled Wroag's time among the mages, his rise from apprenticeship to adept to finally... My laughter has never rattled the windows harder than when I read Archmage Wroag. Within a week, Ancano's letters ceased, as had his usefulness as Wroag departed, leaving the college without leadership. It would seem our little Chorus has finally come of age. Sources had him spotted at Largashbur and receiving a blessing from Malakath himself. Not a rarity, Malakath is capricious and a fool. Anything with muscles greater than its brain would be led astray by Malakath, and still, Wroag keeps his resolve. Addendum. While these are official dossiers, I feel I must write down what I saw. My dreams were vivid. Music of an unknown origin assaulted me again and again. It began so softly, like the flight of a butterfly, and then he appeared. I watched him twist Malakath's gift above his head over and over again onto creatures' flesh. Finally, he charged across the plains to his new hold in the college, and he brought the gift down on the head of another man. It became a ball as the neck gave way under the intense swing. Time and again, in quick flashes, I saw it, more and more the music calming. But the scenes of slaughter, of massacre, of unkano, kept me trapped in this blood-drenched revelry. Deeper and deeper into the hold, and bodies piled as snow in Windhelm. I shook from my sleep when, effortlessly, his feet moved through them as leaves on the ground. Bone fragments, blood, and the occasional entrails dotted the room, walls, ceiling, and him. There was no expression on his face, no smile, no acceptance, only gore. The voice. It would seem there is an uncounted gap in our information, as our next sighting seems to have placed him in the Windhelm jail. Officials' internal guard reports place him being in the jail, failing to escape, and his bail being paid out by one Keith. A report of the murder in a house in Windhelm was unconfirmed, and no corpse has yet been discovered. Disturbingly, rumors from a battle high in the mountains near Helgen place him not only once again in the center of conflict, but also seemingly able to use this feeble nor named voice. The only evidence that I was able to find was the body of one Stormcloak soldier wrapped around a tree. I shall keep an eye on further proceedings, and if such is needed, be forced to intervene if our butcher decides to take sides in the Civil War. Although that seems highly unlikely, as it would appear in a moment of madness, he has launched an assault on Windhelm. Few who survived reported the use of the voice on hold troops, while I'm sure Ulfric will spin this into an inside attack by the Empire. As of this writing, Wroag is once again in the Windhelm cell, and the guards haven't learned a thing. Postscript. For the note of archivists, I am writing this as an apology for defacing and placing my own personal experience inside this dossier. As such, I accept that my part in previous accounts of Wroag may have been filtered through a personal view, that are still worthy intelligence, and will be updated over the course of our findings. Thalmor Agent, Justicar, and Chris.